Real Housewives of Atlanta group chat. We're so back, baby. I'm RAYCH, Rach Jackson. Can I tell you all, I know that a lot of people were not rocking with season 16, and I did, but I even was like, give it a chance. They're relaying the foundation. That was their reboot, okay? Because season 15 and 14, boom. And so now that we're better foundation, season 17, they coming out swinging.
Welcome to Ray Jackson's YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. Yeah.
We got a bunch of like intro scenes and just like one full group scene, and I was already fed. I'm full. Starting the season off with like Phaedra and her son, and hearing his like deep voice, I'm like, oh my God, we watched when she was pregnant with him, so to see him grow up is so interesting. But I really want to talk about Angela and Charles first, right? So like we got like the quick little shots of everyone. Kelly's taking her daughter, Phaedra and her son. Angela and Charles, I think that was Angela's daughter. Sorry, I missed it. Them having that barbecue, and Angela's purpose of that scene specifically being making sure Charles apologizes on camera for those crazy comments he made on a podcast I didn't see about him saying, oh, he was drugged before he married her. Yeah. It was clearly a calculated response to whatever reaction y'all said online. That's why I love her. Like, y'all, like, Angela started off last season saying the reason her and Charles separated, it was because he got kicked out of whatever, Madison Square Garden. And I told you all that was an SEO move. Like, if y'all don't know what I do in the day job, like, you gotta, like, some people hide behind SEOs and, like, those phrases, and they bury the stories. So if you type in Charles, Madison Square Garden separated Angela, the cheating rumors didn't show up. Later on in the season, she admitted he cheated. And I was just like, yeah, like, that's a vet. She understands how to bury a story. And she understands how to stir up mess. I'm fast forwarding a little bit, but when they were at the group scene, sitting in a circle, and Angela started the conversation, like, how are you two, Porsha and Shamia? Like, I just love seeing her back on my screen, okay? Another intro scene we get before the group scenes at the end is Porsha introducing K. Michelle. It makes sense that K. Michelle and Porsha not only know each other and that they're friends, Atlanta alone, right? But also when Porsha pulled up, they did a movie together, whatever. I think that a lot of people felt a way about K. Michelle being on Real Housewives because, oh, it's love and hip hop. Like, you know, there's some shady stuff talking about that. And I'm all for K. Michelle being on Real Housewives. Yeah, she was on Love and Hip Hop, but I think that people are missing the key factor that K. Michelle launched 2 franchises of Love and Hip Hop. You feel me? She was main first cast members of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. First cast member of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So, and then she went on to having her own spinoffs on VH1. K. Michelle, as talented as she is with music specifically, she launches reality TV shows, or she's a vet in this reality TV world. So yeah, I was very excited to see them be friends and laugh. I want to see her navigate the country music scene. I thought it was cool that Beyonce sent her flowers with Cowboy Carter. I remember when she posted that. But we're seeing a vulnerable side of K. Michelle too, of her crying about Atlanta. And I don't know if people remember, because she talked about it casually, because I was wondering how they were going to bridge her coming to Real Housewives. But she specifically talks about how the ladies in Atlanta is just very a hard subject for her, because she was dating, or her ex was that man who was beating on her. And then when she came to the show talking about it, Rashida didn't believe her because Rashida's best friend was also dating that man. And then down the line, what do you do to Rashida's friend? So I was wondering how they were going to talk about that. But it was deep-rooted pain. So like to see her break down, I'm like, yeah, that's still a hard subject that like, if you don't remember that context of watching it happen live on Love and Hip Hop, they literally downed her, right? Like, she's just a wild and crazy girl, which she is, but she's extremely talented. So when she said, I'm ready to stun on these bitches, I was like, yes, K. Michelle, loving it. I'm ready for you. Now, we do have to get you to stop staring at the camera. Did y'all peep how many times she was looking at the camera? Like, you could tell she was really nervous to film her first scene with Porsha. She's still a reality TV vet, but yeah, I was like, okay, K. Michelle, all right, stop looking at me, girl. And when it comes to Porsha, The running joke is how many times Porsha reinvents herself. And she does. Like, it's comical at this point. If one man or woman don't work, Porsha is going to get her another one. But also, she really does change her life. And so now we're seeing her, she now can film in Simon's house, right? Because that was what was really making her look crazy last year. We talked about this last year where I was like, ooh, Porsha, you going after Drew because you can't film in your home, can barely film in your car, and it just feels so hollow. You don't got to do this. Like, it don't got to be done. So now that she's, like, stable with most people except Shamia, we'll get to that, and Kelly, she's going to film in Simon's home, her home, and she's going to have a couples event. And that is just so crazy. Like, everyone's like, that is just so Porsha. Porsha is crazy. Like, it makes sense. But I also think it was a response to a lot of people being like, none of these ladies are married. Like, when Charles said it, well, I'm the only husband here. So now her having a couples event and kind of forcing everyone to bring a man, it also, in my opinion, might have been shade to Shamia because we knew Gerald was not coming. Like, I knew Gerald wasn't coming. I don't know why Shamia keeps thinking that we think he's coming. I don't know. And when it comes to Shamia and Kelly's friendship, I told you all when I was invited to BravoCon, and I was like trying to live, post when we were watching these panels, Shamia and Kelly, oh, they were jumping Drew, right? But even if you didn't watch BravoCon on Peacock, you saw that at the reunion last year where they kept trying to say that Drew's a liar and all that Shamia could do was pull out a bag. You know what I mean? It just wasn't, it didn't hit. But I do feel like they have a legitimate friendship. I don't think their friendship is built on their hatred for Drew. I do think that they are shady to her, but I think they're legitimate friends. I loved seeing Shamia have the college basket for Kelly's daughters. I thought it was just so silly and so cute. Kelly, your daughter is grown, but also Shamia, that was like, it was awkward on camera, but they just seem to have that type of friendship, whatever. I'm very curious about Pinky in general because all of the bankruptcy and stuff is coming out after the season has wrapped. Although if you have been following Pinky's story, you kind of knew her finances were a little iffy anyway. So I'm wondering, we saw clips of Angela going at Pinky, but if everybody called her a broke schemer and nothing came out during the season, is it just gonna be rumors? Or, do they get to have their I told you so moment on camera now that everything has come up about Pinky? I don't know, but I am tuned in. I think she's funny. Oh my God, she also weaves into the ladies just right. Like, they weave into each other just right. This is what I like to see. Now let's talk about Porsha's event after all, okay? Can I tell you, everyone coming in showing Porsha their man on their phone was so funny. Cynthia did FaceTime and brought her man's drink. You know what I'm saying? We got Black on the phone in the dinner for 3 hours. It was just some things just happen in Atlanta where it's just bizarrely funny. But what Charles got against Shamia? Oh my God. Oh my God. I literally was trying to break down, like, what is Charles' beef with Shamia? He do not like her. He cannot stand her, bro. And I'm guessing it bleeds over to Angela being upset at Porsha for what she said last year, I should sleep with Charles. And then Angela was really mad at Shamia of like, you're a married woman. You should have stuck up for me more. Maybe Charles is harboring Angela stuff because he was on a roll, okay? K. Michelle and Charles, they were hilarious. Even the moment that got inputted in about him saying SWV, if you notice the camera was shaking, they weren't gonna, they didn't realize they had gold. Like, they were probably setting up. You saw the cameraman move. And K. Michelle and Charles are just moving so seamlessly and having fun. The whole dinner that, them cameramen, they had to stop and shoot because there was so much happening. Oh, Shamia, she's like, oh, is that SWV? And K. Michelle being like, all right, I'm a real singer, okay? Shamia and Pinky show up late. Shamia, Titan, right? And Drew, listen, everybody be like, why is everybody mad at Drew? Drew don't do nothing to nobody. I don't know how you all don't see that. Drew finds an opening and she nails it well. Oh my God. Where she said, where's Gerald? Oh, so your husband isn't coming? And Shamia immediately getting defensive. That didn't come out of nowhere. Them ladies hate each other. But also, Drew was being shady. I think she's so funny. Drew is so funny to me. And I also think that Shamia acknowledging that she got eaten up at the reunion was so funny to me because I think she has a great scene. She's very bubbly, but she got eaten up at the reunion. And so, yeah, her and Porsha's friendship still rocky, but I thought that was funny that, like, when she was miming about her and Porsha having the text argument, I gutturally laughed. Like, she's hilarious, Porsha's hilarious, and I will be tuning in for them. All in all, I'm ready. I'm ready. Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies, I'm here. I appreciate you all so much. I'm RHOA Jackson. We finna lock in week to week watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Yeah.